Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
And the Angel Care nurse comes to see me once a week.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
Angel Care has helped to stay home.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching, and thanks as always to our producer, Jeff Durall. We're at the Hadley Center, and we're visiting with the Executive Director of the Ellis County United Way, Sherry Dryden. Perhaps there was something that tipped you off to the United Way campaign for 2015 today. Sherry's been involved in a number of community events and activities through the years. So how did you make the journey to the United Way then? Tell us the story.
It's a 30-year journey. Right out of high school, I came to Hayes to go to Fort Hayes, where I did get my bachelor's degree. And my first job was here at Hadley Hospital. And in fact, it was the hospital where I was born at too, so I have to laugh about that. I worked here for about 10 years, and then afterwards went out on my own with a couple of businesses, and one of them was a family service agency, another nonprofit. Worked there for about 10 years, and then after that headed towards DSNWK, Developmental Services of Northwest Kansas. Worked there for 10 years, and the opportunity came to work at the United Way, and everything seemed to be in place to come here, and so I'm excited to be back home, so to speak.
You literally came home, didn't you, Sherry?
Yes.
Josh Dreyer, who's president of the board of directors for the United Way, said it's a passion to help people. That perfectly describes Sherry Dryden.
I hope so. It's something that I'm always doing. My family has gracious patience with me when I'm running out the door and say I have this event to go to or this thing to do. Being involved in the community is very important for all community members. It helps define our community and who we are. And Ellis County just exemplifies what it means to truly be a community that works together.
Least we reach the point of no return. I have to admit that part of Sherry's connectivity, if you will, with our producer, Jeff Durall, is the Harley Davidson.
Yes, it is. I can't even remember when I first met Jeff, but kind of shows our age. But Harley Davidson is also another one that shows great support in the community, and the different groups that have opportunities for the communities, and there's always good stories to share, and it's a fun time to just get together and share that brotherhood and sisterhood of riding bikes. So
you were literally forced into the Harley ownership routine, though, weren't you?
Yes,
that's a good story.
Yes, I was. My husband has ridden motorcycles literally all of his life, and so when opportunity came to get back on bikes again, and him and I rode a lot together, and he got tired of me pointing in front of his face.
You were always on the back.
I was always on the back.
As the tour guide, if you will.
Yes, and telling him, watch out for this, watch out for that, and that was not safe either. So he finally said, okay, that's enough, you're gonna ride your own. So I took the challenge and been riding my own for about 8-9 years now, and haven't looked back since, and it's just a neat hobby to have.
You're getting comfortable now in your executive directorship of the United Way?
I hope so. We've hit the floor running, and it's been a phenomenal experience. The board of directors is very active. They're very passionate about the United Way. We all truly work together as a team, And that's what's important. And we're always coming up with thoughts, ideas, suggestions. What can we do? How can we continue to improve? And it's a board that I am very confident it will not become stagnant. And that's very important nowadays when it comes to fundraising, continuously looking for opportunities.
Sherry, address, would you, what we need to know about the United Way? Why is it important?
The United Way is a agency that helps raise money, raise funds for other human service agencies. We have 15 agencies that we work with, and we work with them in a more of a community model about how can we all work together to ensure that we have services needed in Ellis County. How can we work together to make sure people don't fall through the cracks? And it also helps with the funding. Right now, the state of Kansas is struggling, and it has become very detrimental to agencies who depend on state funds. And we're trying to help with that gap. We still have a long way to go. So the main goal for the United Way is to help raise additional funds for agencies who need it. Other goals is impacting the community. What can we do to help with services? What can we do as the United Way to get the word out? Oftentimes we become so busy in our everyday lives and take advantage of what we assume people would know and remember, that we really have to work hard on our communication with everyone in the community and getting the word out. It never stops. Help never stops.
And the need never stops,
Exactly.
especially from those of us who feel that the entire state over the last few years has been misdirected in its priorities.
Yes, exactly.
And that the needs are still there,
Yes.
probably to a greater extent than
Yes.
we've seen before.
Yes.
And yet the desire, the will to support those agencies has been eroded.
Yes, it has. The economy has suffered. We've had layoffs. We also have people who are a little concerned. Is their money truly going where it needs to go? When I first started with the United Way, I had stated that 99% of the monies stayed in Ellis County. Well, I have to admit I was actually wrong. It is over 100% that stays in this community. What happens is the United Way does donate to, or doesn't donate, we do have to pay a fee to be a member of the United Way worldwide, but the benefits we get back from worldwide to help within our own community is more than what we actually pay for that membership. So I am proud to say that we do bring back more than 100% into our community.
And the United Way pays it forward in a big way.
Absolutely.
So these agencies, you say there are 15?
There are 15 agencies.
How are they determined?
They are determined through what we have as the Care Council. That is a council that is selected. I'm not for sure the selection process for the Care Council members. I'm still learning that part. But they go through a very rigorous process of sorting through applications from the agencies, proposals, etc. And from that, they give their recommendations. And then the board of directors, of course, goes from those recommendations to choose those agencies.
And those agencies submit what they hope to be a working budget that they can work with to support the particular areas that they serve.
Absolutely.
So the board of directors then, talk a little about the board. You say they're very supportive of the United Way and passionate as well as the executive director.
They are. We have 14 members. They're from all aspects of the community. A perfect example was last Friday night. We had the Night of Giving at Big Creek Crossing, and we had all of our board out there. They helped sell tickets for it. They were manning the appetizer stations. They were helping people go to the different stores and to go through the process to possibly win some prizes that were given there. And I cannot recall a moment where I was not getting a wow or a pat on the back for you've got an awesome board. And they are. They're here at our board meetings. They're out in the community. They're bringing feedback from the community. And they're constantly involved in the community to ensure the best interest of the United Way.
The United Way contributions. Talk a little about how important it is for us as individuals, as citizens, as part of this society, if you will, to be a part of the United Way.
Well, Gary Sinise, he's an actor that has a foundation of his own, and I try and quote him, says, he states that you can always give, but you can never give enough. And it's something to that aspect. And enough is defined as we have a Halloween pumpkin that we usually have at a lot of our events, and it's for change. The night of giving, I had 4 different little girls that came up and say, we don't want a ticket, but can we give something? And I showed them the change, and they were so excited. They put the change in the pumpkin. We have Heritage Society members that have given for a long time to our organization, and large amounts. And we are working on recognizing them in the capacity we should. We also have our pace setter businesses that set the precedents for our campaign. They start back during the summertime, and they work on that. And that brings in, as you can see, 50% here. We got Midwest Energy bumped us up to 40, Fort Hays State bumped us up to 50. So, everything from the small change that we also get at the parades, the giving was up at the parades. We're always providing opportunities to give. And you can, no matter what it is, whether it's with money or whether it's volunteering, how do you know when you've given enough?
And speaking of volunteers, talk about that.
We have great volunteers. We get calls on a regular basis. I do have to point out that our partner agencies, I feel, are our biggest volunteers. They are always asking, what else can we do? How else can we help? And they were also very important in our major fundraisers on helping get donations for our online auction, to selling tickets for the night of giving, to walking in the parades. In fact, this year we've had the most amount of them helping that we had to buy more pumpkins for the pumpkin packers, which is a good problem to have. And so we're very blessed, and even the volunteers that just come off the streets has just been awesome. It has.
And if someone would like to be involved, either with a contribution or a volunteer effort, what can they do? How do they do it?
They can give us a call at 628-8281. They can also go online. We're on Facebook. They can access us through United Way of Ellis County. They can also go to our website, which is liveunited.us. They can also just stop in our offices here at the Hadley Center. Most times we're here, or if you see us out in the community, stop us, and we sure would like to visit with you. We're also going to be out in the community Thanksgiving Day evening and on Black Friday for the holiday cheer stations. That is in partnership with Downtown Hays, the Chamber of Commerce, and also Big Creek Crossing. And we will be more than happy to visit with volunteers during that time as well.
And if you have not yet become an individual contributor, as a contributor, the United Way, it seems like in our contributions, really leads to a common good in our society, Sherry.
Yes, it does. And that common good is a way for the community to feel proud of what they do for those who are in need. Unfortunately, last year we ran short of our goal, and there was 2,300 people that ourselves and the partner agencies were not able to help because of that shortage. However, keep in mind with these agencies, they contributed over 17,000 services. That's a lot, and people don't realize that. And we need to make sure we sustain that. We need to make sure we grow with that. And that helps that common good. That helps our communities within Ellis County.
And if we all become a part of that, that $490,000 goal can be achieved, and those member agencies can provide the services necessary.
Absolutely, and we don't have anyone that we have to turn away, and that's very hard.
Sherry Dryden, Executive Director for the Ellis County United Way, our community connection.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
They're polite. I mean, they just take the time for you.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
I like the Angels for what they've done for me.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.